All right. Well, you might be the only one in the class today, as we only had 3 signups. So
Wow, well, unbelievable. I thought maybe I'm a little late too. I apologize.
no worries, no worries. I was just waiting to see. I didn't want to like end the class in case anybody just did end up running a little bit late.
I have plenty of time. Your time is more valuable. If you want to wait a little, we can. It's no problem.
No, we can get started. I can just kind of give like the quick overview of the beginning. This is mostly just to discuss like the advantages of having a personal website, and then also kind of discussing the option that we have here, which is KV Core. It's not just a personal website builder, it's also a full service CRM. So it kind of gives you a little bit more marketing all-in-one than a typical website server or website registry would do.
Okay.
So just to kind of get started on utilizing a personal website and why it's important for newer agents, any agent in general, to get into this is because today it has become more of a digital era. Real estate agents are almost expected to have more of an online presence, so that whether that be on a website, in social media, anything in that realm, pay-per-click advertising, like we kind of more expect to see those listings like completely displayed on the web and those agents to be out there and being social online.
Okay.
Over 50% of home buyers in 2018 actually found the homes that they ended up settling with online.
Okay.
And the pandemic has made that number even higher. We believe it was like about 44% of people during the pandemic actually purchased a house without actually viewing it in person,
Wow.
just by doing Zoom walkthroughs and discussing everything online.
Okay.
So having a presence online, not just in social media, but also a personal website, is extremely important.
Okay.
Most agents do rely on their brokerage website to give them traffic, but in a place like Fairfax Realty Premier, we have over 350 agents, and all of them are displayed on our website. So it makes it a little bit more difficult for each agent to get the same amount of traffic that they would get if they had their own personal website that they could link to. It's an essential tool for marketing in all respects. You can link your social medias back to it. So say if you want to be posting more frequently on there, having a website to link back to gives you a little bit more of a chance of actually creating leads from those sources rather than just posting pretty pictures and people liking them. The big part about social media marketing is you need to have somewhere to lead back to actually capture those leads. So whether it be to a contact form or a full website, you kind of have to decide and put something down so that way they can actually get in touch, find you, learn about you even. It also helps with real estate agent identity and branding. So since a lot of agents really rely on their brokerage, they don't really have their own personalized branding with that. And by branding, I don't just mean like a logo and a color scheme. I mean having their own voice in their website. So brokerage can have a very specific voice, whereas an agent may be a little bit different. They may want to write about different things. They may want to include different things on their website. So it might actually be more important for an agent to do their own thing than just jumping off of the brokerages. So important things of having having your own personal website. Of course, like I said, creating your own brand. So creating your online brand can kind of set you apart from not only your brokerage, but your competitors. It gives you a little bit of a leg up and it allows you to show up in organic searches. So when people are researching real estate agents in your area, you have more of a chance of being seen than someone who is just a listed agent on a brokerage's site. And then that jumps into traffic. You can generate both organic and non-organic traffic by utilizing SEO to influence Google searches. So if you play the right cards, use the right information, you can actually appear quite high in the Google search, and it will make you a little bit more noticeable to potential clients. Or if you want to go the non-organic route, you can do pay-per-click advertising on both Google and Facebook. As I said, with social media marketing, pay-per-click advertising on Facebook has to lead back somewhere. So it's always good to have a personalized website, because then you can lead them just to your direct source instead of sending them to a brokerage's site where they could click off and find somebody else within that, or maybe even like just jump off because they don't see any relevant information to them. The last thing is to build client rapport. So a personal website can make the client feel like the agent is more authentic, and it might make them feel more trustworthy. So it gives you the opportunity to kind of expand on your business a little bit more. It gives you the opportunity to create an About Me section where you can actually describe the amount of work that you've done. It also gives you the ability to share your own education, your own knowledge by writing blogs, including the information on hyperlinks on your site. And you can include testimonials, which are extremely important. Any user-generated content, such as testimonials or photos, can be very good for building rapport with new clients. So the content on your website is probably one of the most valuable aspects. It's something that will be make or break for Google search, especially. Maybe not as much for the people who are actually doing it. They might read a few sections, those might change their minds, but getting yourself actually on the Google search is extremely important when trying to work with a personal website. So you want to be able to provide SEO, which is search engine optimization. So search engine optimization is where you utilize keywords such as real estate agent in Maryland area, specific towns that you may be working in, specific areas that you want to really highlight, things that maybe people will be searching for in the Google search you want to have on your site, because Google will read that site, see that you have something in common with what they are searching for, and show you as an interested link. So you want to make sure that you are utilizing all the space on your site to a point of like actually getting shown on that search, more so than actually kind of describing just the bare minimum to the people to get them to sign on with you. You want to get seen first. Other things that you can do with content, if you want to like actually focus on capturing people's attention, photos are always a good thing to keep on your site. Any new listings, so that would be with an IDX, which is an internet, an internet discovery service, I think. But IDX is like when the MLS connects to your site. So when you have an IDX on there, it allows you to put your MLS search or your MLS listings automatically on the site without actually having to manually post them. So what it will do is connect your website to Bright, brings the information over for you. That is extremely valuable. So that jumps into the next section, which is tools, things like a mortgage counselor, loan programs, guides, any of your checklists, any of your listings, any searches that they could possibly do. You would want to have that on your site, especially as a real estate agent. It is very important to actually provide these resources so they don't go to other sites to look those up. That's the big thing. You want to have everything on your site so they stay there. The longer they stay, the more likely they are to convert. If you're having a one click and done situation where somebody will click on the site, look at the front page, click off, that's not good. You want to have resources that actually draw their attention. So things like a mortgage calculator is actually quite important because that's something that people are typically searching for. Lastly, testimonials and UGC, which I talked about before. User-generated content is great for building trust. It makes your website seem so much more authentic. It makes people feel a little bit more safe when working with you, especially testimonials where people give good reviews. You want to make sure that those are included because they're going to listen to the people around them. That's how they find things in life. Their friends direct them to it. They want to see that people are actually having good experiences, especially in a service industry like real estate. You want to make sure that the people are feeling good about you, that they are giving you good ratings and good scores, and that you are showing that. Next, Internet data exchange. Yes, that's the one. It's an umbrella term that covers policies, standards, and softwares pertaining to the display of real estate listing information on websites, or in other industries, there are different information that it could display. Why is this important? It makes it so much easier for you to share the most important information that is attractive to buyers, your listings. You want to make sure that those go on your site without difficulty. You don't want to have to sit there and place them each on your site every single day. That's just too much effort, too much work. It automatically updates. And if, say, like you're looking at buyers, they can search other real estate agents' listings on your site and contact you to get in touch about that, contact you to be their buyer agent. So it's always important to have something like this on here. If you are using something like kvCORE, which we have, the IDX is already included on your site. We have took the liberty of actually setting that up. We have all of Fairfax Realty Premier's listings. We have Fairfax Realty Elite, Fairfax Realty Select, all of them are included on our site, and it is all set up for you. And once you input your own real estate information, so your MLS ID number, it will actually show your listings separated from the other listings from our side in there. So when you have your own website included with that, your listings will show on the top for these prospective leads. Next is, I just kind of wanted to go over this quickly because pay-per-click advertising is something that I get asked a lot about from the agents around here. They all want to know exactly how to use it. Is it worth it for a small business? And what actually goes into creating an ad. The reason I really recommend having a personal website is because it makes it so much easier to create these advertisements. Of course, you can have it linking back to a social media profile or even your brokerage's website, but having a personalized website can actually improve your ability to actually utilize these ads. So things like Google Ads. Google Ads is based on a bidding system. So you're actually bidding to get to the top spot of those ads. And whether or not your ad actually responds well will actually give you like a chance to be in those top spots. So if Google does not like your ad, it doesn't match the website that you are putting out there, you're going to be paying a little bit more to get seen. Whereas like if you have an ad that kind of matches the text and the SEO that's on your website, you kind of get a little bit of a leg up on Google Ads. Facebook ads is a little bit different. You can actually use Facebook ads to do a lot of different things. You can create email lists. You can create direct leads. So with Facebook, you can actually create a lead generation form through their service and you can get direct leads from there. However, it might be better to focus on getting website clicks first because the more information they have about you, the more likely they are to convert later on rather than you having to struggle to get them to convert into being clients. The more information they have up front, the quicker the process typically is. So there are a couple of website options other than what we offer. So something very similar to kvCORE is Real Geeks, which is an all-in-one inclusive marketing solution. So what they have is CRM, full IDX websites, and different social media options. They also have their consultants that will help you with the process if that is something that you are looking for to kind of have somebody guide you through. Real Geeks is a little bit more into it than kvCORE is, whereas kvCORE, you're going to kind of be doing it a little bit more on your own. If you want to go completely on your own, you can start with Wix or Squarespace, which are more general website builders. They don't have a built-in IDX for real estate agents. Typically, you have to pay extra for that when you are purchasing the domains and the spaces for this. But they do offer templates and design assistance, which is very helpful. A lot of people start with these two for websites. They're actually fairly simple to use. They have an easy drag and drop setup rather than having to fully learn how to use source codes or actually be able to type in HTML, which a lot of people have tried and failed at learning to do. If you're looking for something that's simple, but not like as all-inclusive as Real Geeks and KV Core, Wix and Squarespace might be a good option for you. They also do have built-in domain registry, so you don't have to go through a third-party site like GoDaddy to be able to purchase a domain. So that's also very helpful with those two. Lastly is WordPress and a domain register. So WordPress is probably one of the most popular open source content manager, which is just big fancy word for a website builder, basically. What you do is you purchase the WordPress and you purchase the domain. You have to register your domain typically on external sites. Sites like GoDaddy use WordPress, like they have a partnership with them. We actually have a few sites that we used to use with WordPress, and you can purchase an external IDX service. Bright MLS has its own IDX, which you can purchase on top of your Bright MLS subscription, and then you can add to your website through that. So the big question that I'm sure you have a lot of questions about, because you have been talking to Anna and I about this. Yeah.
Yeah.
So if you have any questions in the process of this, please just let me know. I am here to answer anything.
Yeah, I thought maybe we just go through the presentation and I'll leave my questions for you last. That way, make it easier for you. That way I want to interrupt you.
Oh, thank you. It's perfect. But yeah, so KV Core is actually a lot similar to Real Geeks. It has a full IDX website and a all-in-one inclusive CRM, which if you don't know what a CRM is, it's a customer relations management system. So CRMs can be used to do email marketing, social media marketing, phone call and text marketing with KV Core. So if a person puts their phone number into the site, you can actually text them through KV Core and set up text alerts that will constantly remind them to do things for you or to keep them in the loop. So that's kind of what that is in the process for. You also have your own marketing system. So what you can do is create marketing campaigns such as email campaigns or social media campaigns through their site instead of having to do them on their separate little spaces. Kind of saves you a little bit of time, and it keeps everything all neatly together on KV Core. So you can go back and review things. It also gives you the analytics of your last campaign, so you can determine if it actually is working for you. How many people opened this email? How many people clicked on the links in this email? How many people reached back out to me when I texted them? That's things that you want to keep kind of like an eye on with that. For the websites with KV Core, we already have a template set up for the agents, so you don't have to pick your own template. You don't have to pay for extra templates. You can if you'd like to. And if you prefer something a little bit more interactive like WordPress, you can actually utilize KV Core with WordPress. So you can set up a WordPress site. We can give you the domain through KV Core, which you will get a domain included in the price that I have here on the screen. And then you can kind of go a little bit more free with that stuff. And it does give you the IDX included too. But if you prefer to have it, you can customize your website by color, pictures, logos, SEO text. You can choose what's on the front page of your site. You can choose the different drop downs on your site, and you can create new content pages, like completely new pages, which I will show you when we go through the system in a second. But KV Core kind of just offers you an easy, already built website rather than you having to go and find somebody to build a website or build your own through an outside service. And it connects it to our website. So any leads that we get on our website are round robin through the agents that are connected to our KV Core. So if somebody comes in and requests something on the Fairfax Realty site, you are in the lineup to get that leads. So you don't necessarily have to be worried about constantly generating your own leads, considering that we are at the top of Google search for quite a few SEO search terms right now. We are being a little bit more helpful to the agents, and it kind of gives you a little bit of a leg up in comparison to somebody who isn't using an online service like KV Core. Just to go into the actual KV Core platform. Let me get to the dashboard here. Can you see the KV Core on the screen, or is it still at my presentation right now?
Yeah, it just says the KV Core is just an option. That's basically it, the slide.
Let me get it to the correct one then. Here we go. Can you see it now?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I can see it now.
Okay, perfect. So right here, I'm on the admin dashboard, so it's going to look a little bit different for agents.
Okay.
Considering that I'm a super admin, I handle all the websites online. So what it would look like is kind of very similar to this, where you have your calls, your tasks, your training courses and your playbooks here.
Okay.
And it will tell you about all the activity that's been on your site. So people looking at listings, like viewing it, people texting a new lead that possibly appeared on your site. So what we have it set up to do is any time somebody is looking for something on our site, if they look at more than 2 listings, they are automatically prompted to create an account, which will then assign them an agent.
Okay.
So if you are assigned as their agent, if they go back on our website looking at more listings, it automatically sends the contact to you saying, oh, I need to look at this listing, and you will be the one that gets that resource, not any other agents on the site. And it's not going to be us in the management side. So you can see, like here, we have people who have looked at different listings, gives you like a whole idea of the lead who is actually set up with them. You can see that. You can see here that it has a little summary based on who they are, whether, and these insights kind of give you an idea whether they would actually be a good lead or not, or somebody that you should really get in contact with right away. You can see it's passed you for a follow-up call, so the agent might need to be getting in touch with them soon, but you know.
Right. Now, question for you, Lindsay, is that, for example, in order to, how do you have to check on the website in order to find out if somebody's actually having activity, or can you actually have like a message sent to your phone instead of going up to the website all the time? Is that an option that we have?
So it should email you every time that you have any activity on your site, or it's a new lead. Okay. It will email you if you get a new lead from our site too. Okay. So I believe you can set it up where you get text alerts too, but I haven't done that with mine yet because I get a million text alerts every day. But it should allow you to kind of see who's coming through the lead engine here.
Okay.
You can utilize this lead engine to also see different tools like building landing pages if you want to do advertising and stuff like that, but it will give you a notification as soon as you get a new lead, or if you need to do a task, like say if you need to do a new contact to an old lead that you're still following up with, it will let you know like, oh, you're past due on this, or oh, maybe reach out to this lead today. There's a lot of different ways to do it. So they give you these playbooks as well to like help you gather active leads, to kind of help you promote your listing and stuff like that. The thing about KV Core is they have a lot of different courses that you can take. So when you start, if you decide to move on to KV Core, I always recommend to our agents to do the Agent Quick Start and the Agent Success Plan. Just to get you set up. It gives you a little bit more in-depth learning about KV Core than I can personally do, since I mostly work more on an admin level. I typically am more just like looking at the websites, making sure that the everything is running correctly, reconnecting certain things such as like the IDX and stuff like that. But, working with KV Core, these success plans are they're very well put together, and they actually give you like a little bit more information. So like seeing here, you can see with the core learning, they have the Agent Quick Start, admin Quick Start, success plans. If you go to the Agent Quick Start and begin the course, it'll give you a whole video lesson. So they give you like little video lessons. They give you action items that you have to kind of do, quizzes to kind of test your knowledge. And they recommend doing this over the course of a few days. And then their agent success plan, they recommend doing over the course of a few weeks. One of their success coaches will actually be in contact just to check on you as you go through the agent success plan. So they actually kind of give you a little bit more in-depth information if you have questions and stuff like that.
Okay.
So, because they ask you to do it over the course of 4 weeks, they check up with you every week on that.
Okay.
So they're very in-depth with it, and they do have success coaches. If you have any questions, you can always reach out to them. We do have a couple of different success coaches that work with our team. So they are pretty quick to get back in touch. I haven't had any issues with them yet. So
Out of the like 300 plus agents we have at Fairfax, is majority of the people are like signed up for it, or
no,
or
this is still relatively new. I think over across all the offices, I think we have about, I want to say 150 agents
okay.
have started with KV Core. It is a little bit daunting for a lot of agents to start with something like this because it is a full all-inclusive CRM. It's not just like click and you're done. You kind of have to learn how to use the different tools that they offer. A lot of agents just kind of want it done and then get the email and then just make the phone call. But sometimes you have to do a little bit more with things like this.
Okay.
It's more about like some agents just aren't looking for something so inclusive right now. The agents who have joined, I can tell you, are doing very successful with it. I haven't had any complaints from those agents, and a lot of them are consistently keeping up with it. And especially over at like the elite office, we have quite a few agents who are doing really well on it.
Okay.
So, and they are actually actively recruiting new leads from it, which is good for us. We're hoping that this would be actually useful. Yeah, just kind of looking at like the website manager portion of it.
Okay.
I've been working with this a lot because I've been updating all of our websites for the past, I want to say 4 months.
Okay.
Kind of get it up on par with SEO, kind of give them a little bit more information and a little bit more drop downs around here just to kind of make sure the search is actually picking us up.
Okay.
Because for a long time, even Fairfax Really Premier wasn't showing in search. So it's good that we finally kind of have a little bit more momentum.
Okay.
But as you can see, it's kind of very simple setup. It has like your home worth calculator, your open houses, blog posts, just listed. So these are all of our just listeds from just our branch. As you can see down here, we also have our listings. So this includes all of our new listings from the Premier office, and I believe it also includes the Elite office, but I need to double check that. We have our just listed and our just reduced.
So all these right here, all these listings feed into the personal website, and all, is that what it does? Okay. Wow. Okay.
Yes, but there will be a different one right here under our listings. I'm actually gonna I'll pull up one of our managers' websites here just really quick so you can kind of see the difference. So this is our main website versus a personal agent website. So as you can see here, it kind of gives a quick rundown of who they're looking at. And if you scroll down, it says my listings first, before it says any of our office listings. So it has just listed and my listings comes on top.
Right.
Yeah.
What happens if you don't have a listing currently? And unfortunately, I mean, what in order to fill that blank, you don't want it to fill.
So what it will do is it will actually remove this little area here. So that is a custom IDX. It updates automatically.
Okay.
So it will not show anything there. What it will just do is put our office listings most likely, or it will put the just listed up at the top rather than have nothing there and make it look like you have nothing going on. It will automatically move the area that actually has listings in it.
Right. So this is actually, this is the template right here for all the agents on Fairfax Realty. Basically, to be just like this. The only thing the update is that basically your personal picture, right?
Yes, you can update that, but you can also choose a different template.
Okay.
We do have different ones. I think we have 2 different templates for our agents to choose from.
Okay.
Let me see if I can find Premiere again.
I apologize if I'm asking too many questions and it's,
You are absolutely not. That is important to know. So here we have two templates. We have Hero and we have Foundation.
okay,
You can choose between these two templates. You can change your homepage widgets. So if you want it to be a different like widget structure, currently we have the modern side by side, but you can
Right.
do standard, luxury. So
Okay.
change like the overall structure of the
Okay.
website while keeping it with like a simple template pattern that we have pre-designed for you guys. You can also change the theme of your template. So if say you don't like the blue, you can change the theme coloring layout.
okay,
You can create a custom one, or you can pick one of the pre-selected ones that they have put together for us.
fine, okay, good to know. Yeah,
Yeah, you can change the images, you can add your own logo,
okay,
you can hide specific pages, add specific pages, you
okay,
can mandate phone calls. All of these things can be updated. You can update your website title even so it's not the same as ours. Like currently Alfredo has our website title, but you can change this. And you
okay,
can change meta description, you can change, you can actually even, if you know a little bit of coding or know somebody who can do some coding, you can actually change the header as well and create a custom header for yourself.
no, unfortunately, no, I wish I was.
Yeah. But all of these things, pretty much anything and everything that you could possibly
Okay,
think of updating, you can change it. It doesn't need to be exactly like ours. You don't even need to have the same. So you see how we have all these different drop downs. You don't even have to have all of these
right,
on
okay,
your site. You can create your own drop downs and add those on there. So say if you want to like put some specific information about yourself or your business or history, you can put that in there instead of having
okay,
a Fairfax section.
fantastic, okay, good to know that.
Yeah, it's very much, it seems like it's like very restricted, but it's actually not as
Okay.
restricted as some agents fear. It's just more, it's kind of built for you already. You just kind of have to add to it.
You just have to add the context to it, that's basically it.
Basically, yeah. Yeah, it's just a way so that way you don't have to build your own website. We have the foundation set for you. You just have to build on top of it.
Right. And the only reason, like I said, I'm actually out of town. That's the reason why I sent the message to Anna. When I come back, I really want to get it. The confusion is that, I want to sign up for HomeSnap, HomeSnap Pro. And they say they're actually a year is $4.95 subscription fee, but they also give you a website and they say also you get your free domain name. So I'm like, it's like catch-22. All right, do I get the KV Core or do I get the HomeSnap Pro? But the problem is that, but with KV Core, you guys maintain everything is much easier setup. I'm afraid, I don't know anything about coding. I'm afraid, I'm going to sign up with the HomeSnap Pro because it's very, very important, but I really don't want to maintain a website through them. So I'm just trying to see which is better. Well, based on your experience and knowledge, is the HomeSnap Pro better or KV Core is better?
That is completely up to your own discretion.
Okay.
I personally like both. I've seen a lot of agents do really well with the HomeSnap Pro websites, and I know that they also have like their success coaches over there as well. So if you do run into any trouble with it, maybe I can't help you here, but they can certainly help you and assist you with it. And
Okay.
I know for a fact that the HomeSnap Pro websites are also going to be either pre-built from a template or they will assist you with building your website.
Okay.
Not going to be left stranded. That's the good thing about most of these, like Real Geeks, HomeSnap, KV Core, all of these different like services, you'll never be left alone with it. They all have like a team kind of working behind you to make sure that you are set with it, just as any business would have.
Right. Hey, Lynn.
No, it's no worries.
Yeah, so that's the reason why, when I got it, then I said, I'm going to get the HomeSnap Pro. They told me that that's also very, very important as well in order to get insight as to who's clicking on your, asking for information. And at the same time, when I saw the KV Core, so I was a little confused. I'm saying, which one should I go with? It's not, I don't need both of them. Because, it's not like when agents starting out, it's expensive, all these bills and so forth,
Oh, no, definitely. Especially with like 2 separate yearly fees. It can get quite expensive over time. As somebody who's worked with a lot of different softwares,
Right.
I can promise you I've been through it where I have had to make some very specific decisions.
Yeah, it's
based. but going with KV Core is something that you can decide upon. Like I said, if you have KV Core, you also have me as a resource, and we do have other people who work on it from different offices who are always available to help. Like the Elite office has some great coordinators who help with these. Like I said, their agents are always kind of like on top of it. So it's completely up to you what you feel is better for you.
Now, but I mean, website nowadays is so important and have a presence online. Plus, it actually makes it look more professional on your car when they notice that you have a website and so forth.
Yeah, any businesses in general, I've noticed. Like I always check the website first.
Exactly, same thing.
Anywhere. So if they don't have a website, I feel a little bit uncomfortable.
Right. Exactly.
So I hope that like agents coming in, they kind of see this need for an online presence and they kind of get more excited about working with the different types of options that you may have. So working with Facebook business pages, even branching into pay-per-click advertising can be really great for some real estate agents. And I see it a lot whenever I am researching these things. I see a lot of agents from other companies who have kind of worked into that different space.
Okay.
So there's a lot of options that you can go with. So I recommend going through everything and kind of taking the chance and like actually doing walkthroughs with people from these companies would be a really great idea. That's what I always used to do. I would sit through all their different like talks and seminars and stuff like that, just to see how involved they are with the process as well. It can be very important because when you're working with something brand new for the first time, you kind of want to have that support system in place. I've had softwares where I've gotten set up and they've just left me to my own devices, didn't teach me anything. And that is the worst feeling. So I always like to look through first. So going through things like KV Core, if you choose to go with KV Core, like I said, they do have a lot of coaches on there. You can always go to their site and actually join in on their webinars and stuff like that. They do have like new agent webinars and stuff like that, that you don't necessarily have to be already signed up on the site to join it on.
Okay, good. And the most important thing, you're in the office, so we can knock on your door.
Exactly. I'm here. The managers are all learning how to use this as well. So you can go in one of their offices, and if they don't know it, they just send you over to me. But they are also learning from me too. So I'm sitting down with everybody, kind of teaching them how to actually utilize these resources. So any questions that you have of anything online, I've been working in digital marketing for gosh, almost 6 years now.
Oh, fantastic. That's great. No, it's good. I'm glad. But like I said, I got to get the online presence. But I'm actually in San Antonio. I should be back in about 2 weeks back to Maryland. I'll come back to the office. I want to get my card updated. And I think I sent you the email. And I want to get my new headshot.
Photo.
Yeah, new photo. And so I want to get that done and get going again. But I got to get going. I've just been concentrating more on Anna knows more of as an investor, buying properties, fixing them up and selling them and so forth, instead of actually being a full-time agent. So that's, but I want to concentrate more on the full-time agent part now too.
Yeah,
so
that's a good place to be right now because it really is a seller's market. So every time I see it, I just see these like houses just flying off my list I go through every week. And I have to like create a whole list.
Yeah, things are starting to slow down because the increase in interest rates and so forth. The activities kind of dropped off and so forth. That's where the scary part is. I just brought a house to the market like 2 weeks ago, and I was like 3 months late for rehabbing it. So I'm a little nervous now.
Yeah, it can be very nerve-wracking, especially when things like interest rates fluctuate. I see.
It is, yeah.
Somebody who's looking to like purchase the house in the next few years, I've been kind of struggling. I've been a little bit scared because I'm like, oh, if I put an offer down, like it could just be outbid in like 2 seconds.
It is very hard. Yeah, the inventory is so low and the prices on the East Coast is going up so high. You know, people list the house for $500,000. People are paying out of the pocket $20,000, $30,000, $40,000. It's scary. Like I say, it's rough for a new home buyer and so forth in today's market.
Especially for young home buyers too, who may not have the credit built up yet for this. A lot of my friends are doing much better than like our younger counterparts because we've been in the business for a long time and we are prepared to purchase these houses, whereas I have some very young, like former students who are just struggling to kind of make their way into this new market.
Yeah, it's hard. It's rough. It's hard. Believe me.
Yeah. Working with an online presence, though, can be very useful. Like I said, most people, especially younger generations, are really focusing on looking at these houses online first. I've noticed that the houses that have a 3D walkthrough actually really do very well. They go really fast because if you have that 3D walkthrough, it kind of gives them the idea of like walking through an open house and gives them a little bit more visualization of the space. So
yeah, that's what we did. I mean, the house we just fixed in Howard County, I hired a professional photographers. They did the 3D and everything on there and so forth, and it's amazing. Even had the what do you call it? The thing that shoots away. The sky view. The sky view took the square.
Oh, a drone shot.
Drone, sorry, yeah. God,
Yeah.
Got a drone and everything, so forth. You know.
That's a great resource to have too. I have a lot of family on my partner's side. His family do a lot of real estate, and so we help with the photography. And one of my brother-in-laws has a really cool drone that can take really amazing shots.
Yeah, it's
around the properties. So it's been probably one of the most useful things that she's had in a while. So
right, yeah. Now we got it all done. Just got to find a buyer for it.
I'm sure over time, that's what social media marketing and using these websites can really help with, because being on like a big like server like the MLS server or being on our personal, like our business website doesn't give you the same like reach as like working on your own and kind of like sending out those photos. Like even just like boosting a post on Facebook about your property can be very useful to you. And you can do that for a very small amount of money. I only spend about $30 boosting our posts, and we get pretty good feedback from it. So,
okay, good.
Yeah, there are a lot of different ways to utilize these different resources. So, a lot of agents are still a little bit nervous about jumping into the online world for this. So I completely understand why. It's a big, scary jump to make. And if you don't know anything about it, it's kind of difficult to make the right decisions.
Right. And it's important. Even if you have a generic website, the most important, you have to have an online presence to let like you said, the first thing when I research a company, so the first thing I do, I go to their website. I do a Google search and I'll go to the website, make sure it actually exists, you know?
Yeah, exactly. And you want to make sure that the website is also very nice looking. That's why we kind of created these templates for you guys, because we wanted to make sure that your website was appealing as well, because a website that has a more appealing look and an easier like move around on it, a better user experience,
right,
can change everything for you.
Okay.
Having a website that's a little bit more bare bones and just doesn't have that same user experience as like something that has like this like more dynamic look to it, like ours.
Okay.
That's something that to keep in mind when looking at these is how much effort they're going to help you with putting together these templates and what their templates look like.
Right.
Make sure that they are appealing. You don't want to have something that's kind of like an eyesore out there with you. Having a website is great and always good, but having a website that looks good is much better.
Right. I mean, it's an expense, you know, but you know what? It's worth it. Even if I have to maintain both of them, whatever it is. I mean, it's not a big deal. I mean, $295 a year. I mean, it's nothing. Like I said, it's nothing. I just got to do it. And Alexis, I'll come see you. Hopefully, when I should be back in 2 weeks, from San Antonio. I'll come over there and I'll tell Anna I'll sign up for it. And but I want to get my new picture taken and all that, new cards get going, and have that content there. And also want to talk to you in person about maybe adding what should I add to it, or I add. Maybe like even the reports like from G-Cars as to where the market is going and so forth, to give the consumer a little knowledge and so forth. So put that on the website. So that actually, like you said, the more people stay at your website, the better it is, you know?
Yeah. The more resources you have, the better you're going to have a chance of like actually getting a lead. That's something that I've always found. You want to have a website that has all the information right there.
Right.
You don't want a website that has like barely any info on it, because if they need to know something, they're going to go somewhere else.
Right.
you're going to lose them. As soon as they click away from your site, the minutes tick by that you're losing that feed.
Yeah.
So you have to make sure that you keep them or bring them back, something where they can like save it and come back to it. That's
Okay.
the important thing.
Okay. Fantastic. I don't want to take too much of your time, but I definitely guess I'll come see you. I got to get my head shot and talk to you more in person. So
Definitely. Yeah.
we'll talk soon.
Yeah, definitely. I'll be out of country at the end of May, but I should be back at the very beginning of June. So
Are you
if you're,
June? You're gonna be? You're tied up in May?
yeah, end of May, I'm going to be out of country visiting some friends overseas.
Oh, fantastic!
So-
That's great. Where are you going?
I'm going to the Czech Republic. I used to live there before I moved.
Wow, that's fantastic. That's great.
Yeah, I gotta go visit my old friends there. They're freaking out a little bit. So
That's fantastic. That's great. Well, you have a one. If I don't talk to you again, you have a wonderful vacation. I'll see you in God willing in June.
yeah, definitely. I will be here and I'll be, hopefully I'll have even more information about KB Core. Maybe we'll have even new updates.
Fantastic. Great. Thank you
Yeah.
so much for your time. You have a wonderful evening.
Yeah, you too. Thank you for coming in. I really appreciate it.
No problem. Take care. Bye bye.
All right, bye.
Bye bye.